Hi there, welcome, and today we would like to share with you on how to improve communication skills within your team. Communication is vital to a team. Few things can be as frustrating as having a communication breakdown within a team, within an organization. Today we are going to share with you a few principles that can make communication fantastic within your organization.
We have coached hundreds of clients and worked with so many organizations about their communication and about different skills and abilities. We want to tell you today the 3 foundational factors that will improve your communication with your team under any circumstances. Before we jump into our content and telling you the 3 foundational factors, we want to let you know that we will be giving away a free gift at the end. So stick with us. Go all the way to the end with us so that you can find out how to get your free gift.
The first factor that we'd like to share with you is good communication.
Clear communication.
Good and clear communication. Many people think that they are great communicators, when in fact about 85% of people really lack some clear communication skills. And we had an experience one time. Would you want to share that with them?
I will share with you. We were at a couples retreat. We love to be able to go and do things together. And we've been married for 37 years and have been business partners for 37 years as well. So we spent a lot of time together. And we went to this retreat and the facilitator had set this whole thing up. We were sitting on pillows and the lights were down low and we were going to have a hand massage. His instructions were to follow my instructions on how to do the hand massage. And my instructions were to tell him exactly what I would like him to do in massaging my hands. So we get started with this, and everyone else is having this fantastic, phenomenal moment. And he starts massaging my hands. I wasn't telling him a whole lot, and he went after it like he was in the massage hand Olympics. He is just massaging for all he's worth. Well, I have some neuropathy in my hands and it's very painful. Rather than say anything, I'm sitting there jumping to conclusions and all these expectations of like, why are you not stopping? This is hurting and how dare you, right?
It's like, you know how I like my hands massaged and that's not what you're doing. But she didn't say any of that. That was the internal voice that was going off there.
So we totally failed at this. After so many years of marriage, right, the only instructions we had was he was supposed to follow what I said. And yet we failed in communication. The reason we failed is we were jumping to conclusions and unmet expectations, right? I was expecting him to know that he's not supposed to be hurting me. And he's like, well, until you tell me differently, I'm just going to massage the heck out of your hands. We do this all the time in communication. Clear communication means stop jumping to conclusions. Stop trying to answer before they're done.
Don't assume.
Yeah, the assumptions, the unmet expectations, and expecting things without saying anything. A lot of times couples get into this and they'll think that the quiet treatment, the silent treatment, is the way to actually solve a problem. And it's never the way to solve a problem. You need to be able to communicate and use your words.
Whenever you don't communicate, somebody makes up their own story as to what they think is going on. And 103% of the time they will be wrong.
That's a lot. So first one is clear communication. I would love for you to write in the chat or in the comments below, when have you had clear communication breakdown? Like, when have you been having this situation and it completely went south? Like, I'd love to read these stories. I'd love to know what you have. So if you'll put it in the comments, we'd love to go back through those.
So the second factor that we are going to share is complete connection in your communication.
I want you to think about complete connection. And when we have this, we need to go back to that rule we learned very young. That's stop, look, and listen. We learned stop, look, and listen before we cross the street, right? When we were in kindergarten and we were young. But stop, look, and listen are very important when we want to have complete communication. We need to stop and assess what's happening. We need to see what's going on. We need to see what's happening in the sense of where is the conflict started and what's happening in the breakdown. Then we need to look at it and step back and look at it from both sides. We need to be willing to look and see, okay, was I not listening? Was I not doing what we are set out to do? Just like our example in the last one, When this hand massage was going on, I was getting angry. I needed to stop and look. I was not telling him what he should be doing. I was expecting something and I was jumping to conclusions rather than telling him what I was assigned to do. So we need to take that moment to look at it and evaluate what's happening. And then we need to listen. Listening is a skill that our society is really losing. We listen to respond rather than actually listening to what's being said. And when we listen to what's being said, we can then see what they mean instead of what we think they're saying and what we think they mean. That stop, look, and listen is very important.
So, and the other thing, notice what's going on in your head while the other person is speaking. Most of the time, we find ourselves thinking what we're going to say next when we miss everything that they are saying. That's where you have a huge communication breakdown. Listen to what they're saying. Forget about what you're going to say next. You've got a really good brain and it works fast. Listen to what they're saying and then respond to that. Even if you need to take a moment when they're done talking and just look down, think for a minute, and then come up with your response. Because when you're thinking of what you're going to say the whole time, that part of the communication just got lost. And the communication will break down. Zig Ziglar actually said it best. The problem with most people's communication is they listen to respond, not listen to hear what the other person is saying.
Yeah, I love Zig. Zig was awesome. And that is one of the things that he told us a long time ago. And it still is a problem today, even a heightened sense of a problem because of all of our electronics. We don't actually have to listen when we can read the text. We don't have to listen, and so we're losing that skill. So make sure that you are listening. Effective communication begins and ends with listening. So we want to make sure that we really take that to heart and find where we're shortcutting our listening skills.
And make sure it's not just passive listening, but intentionally
Listening.
Active listening, not just passively. Yeah, I think they know what they're saying. By the way, did I feed the dog this morning? Okay, really engage in that conversation so that you have clear, concise communication.
Before we tell you the last point, we want you to subscribe. This is the National Speakers Association Mountain West Chapter's channel, and I love being part of it. It's like part of a great big family. And there are so many phenomenal speakers that share so much content. We have a new video every weekday, and we would love for you to be part. So subscribe down below and put the little notifications on so that you can find out when a new episode drops.
And so the final point that we would like to share in communication is consistent consideration. Everyone has the need to be considered. Now, what does it mean to be considered? That you're actually not taken for granted, that you are valued, that you are respected, that you are appreciated, and that what you say matters. People get a real good sense of whether or not you're listening to them. And when they are making a point and you just brush past it with what you thought you were going to say the whole time, they will shut down and quit communicating because they realize it has no value. You're not listening to them anyway. So make sure that you consider, respect, and really actively listen to what the person is saying.
And when we have that consideration, when we have those moments, we have this, they took consideration of me. One day, it was a Saturday morning. I was writing my book at the time, and it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I hear the doorbell ring. Well, I did what anyone would do. Here I am with yesterday's mascara on my face. My hair is bedhead. I'm still in like PJs, right? And I did what anyone would do. And I peeked through the blinds to see the car in the driveway to see if I knew who it was. And I didn't. There was a truck in the driveway. I had no idea. I was the only one home. I'm in this back office that is right off of my kitchen, and my kitchen has French doors. That's the door they were ringing the doorbell at. There was no way out. So I wiped my mascara that was under my eyes and, poofed up that bed head and walked to the door. And there was a teenage girl there, and there was just like a plate in her hands. And I opened the door and she said, "Hi, the youth in our area, we're having a get together and we wanted to have people feel special. And we were thinking of you today. So we were bringing you cookies today." This whole plate of cookies, that consideration was like, oh, they thought of us. Being considerate and considering that other person in communication is huge. When they can feel that moment that somebody else cared about me, somebody cares what I'm saying, we want to be heard. We want to be able to feel like we belong. And both of those happen when consideration is part of it.
And that being considered is such an innate need in human beings to be cared about. Even as she was telling this story, I don't know if you noticed, my eyes got a little bit
You are
shiny.
leaking.
I almost leaked. Because just the fact, I mean, I wasn't even home when this happened, but as she tells that story,
It's because you
and
ate
I
all
realized
the cookies.
they were good.
You
cookies.
remember, huh?
But I reflect back on what someone did special for my wife, for Kris. It's just it was a special moment, and I call it the feel goods. We all need feel goods. It's just like vitamins for the soul, and doing these type of things are just going to have amazing results within your organization and all of the people in your life that you're in relationships with.
As we enhance the way we communicate and as we make that stronger and better and we put these 3 principles into place, every relationship in your life will change. As you listen better, as you stop, look, and listen, you take that time, you are considerate, you have clear communication, you will have better relationships at home, at work, and in all aspects.
Better relationship makes happy people.
Thanks for being here with us. We love being part of this channel and part of your life. We're glad that you were here. To get your free gift, go to allthingspossible.biz. Again, that's allthingspossible.biz. We have the PEER guide for you. The PEER is an acronym for Productive, Intentional, Effective Resilience. And we know that this guide will show you a lot in your life and give you principles and aspects. We are excited to share it with you. So go to the website, and it's right here in the description below, and you can get your free gift.
And you definitely want to get that PEER guide, because that is a culmination of our life's work and working with individuals and organizations. And we've taken the best things that we have done, learned, and created and put them all into this PEER process. And that guide gives you an overview of that. A lot of value there. So we look forward to you getting that free gift.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time right here